Hi, in this video I'd like to demonstrate an architecture for notifications using Apache Pulsar and server send events. So basically I'm going to show you this part of the architecture, the right part, where we're going to have a client. In this case is a browser application, is a mobile application made with Ionic. And this application will listen for events in a microservice. I call this micro events. And these micro events will listen for a child paid notification topic inside Pulsar. And this child paid notification will be updated by another microservice, which is a trigger. We could call this webhook. And this will create the child paid notification message. The other system here is an external system that will call the webhook when the user paid the application. So payment is confirmed. We can add a flow here that says payment user makes payment. This triggers the other system, which is a external system. This will call webhook to the paid webhook microservice that will create the child paid notification. It will also create a child paid in another topic that will save. We use to save the paid notification to the database. So this part here is only for notification of the client, and that's what we will focus today. And in the future, the system will have another topic that will be used to update the database, marking the system that's paid. And we can also orchestrate here, saying that the child paid notification will only get updated if the database paid transaction is done. So let's check in the code. This is a Micronaut application. We have three applications here. The webhook, which is this part of the system that will receive the webhook. We will not use the as external system. We will use post HTTP request to simulate this. We have the event, which is this microservice here, which the client will connect using server send event. And we have the mobile. Sorry. We have the mobile application, which is the client. And we have an API, which communicates with the other systems to create the payment charts and communicates with the payment database. The API will be here so that the mobile can connect and see the chart created. So let's start here. Let's say first I need to create the infrastructure for the API. I use a Docker compose here to create the infrastructure. Inside the events, I have another script, which is another Docker compose, which brings up the Apache Pulsar in a standalone system, because this is for developer purposes. So in the production environment, it will be other ways to install a pass pulsar. And I have a pulsar dashboard, which is a pulsar manager, so we can see the topics that have been created. It's a web interface. So I will bring that up as well. Okay, so we have pulsar and dashboard. I will connect with the dashboard so you can see. I forget what is the okay. It's here. This one. So we have a local pulsar standalone cluster that has a public tenant and a default namespace. This is the what is being created by Pulsar by default. And we also have a topics here. Micronaut will create the topic as soon as you connect with the producer or with the consumer. And so here is their events. First, let me bring the API. The API up. API is up. Now let's bring the mobile up. Okay, mobile is up. I will open this. So the system has charges created. There is this one charge here where the payment info is here to be paid. And what happened is it's waiting for payment. And this waiting for payment will listen for the payment notification. Here we can see that the connection is not up because the webhook and this other system not up. But we try to connect. Let's bring the event microservice up. We send the notification and the system, it's paid now. It's in real time, so we do it again. So you can see the system wait for payment. When we post the application, it's done, so it's paid. That's because the notification gets sent to the system. Let's check the network. So event string, we have event data with a JSON saying that the system is paid. Now let's check how it's done. First, let's check the webhook. The webhook has a controller which gets the webhook notification from the system, from the other system, and it could create notify the client. Here in Micronaut, the way we do is we create a poster subscription and a poster producer that will send to the topic default chart confirming, and we just return the same the message that will be sent as a JSON object to the poster. It's simple as that. So the confirmed message has the ID, the due date, the valid, the payment date, the billing date, all information that needs to be, especially the ID that we use to send the notification to the system. Now, when the webhook creates the message in Pulsar, the events will get the data. So the event system has a consumer, which has a subscription, and a Pulsar consumer in the same topic. It's logged the information, and once it receives the application, it publishes an event. This event is internally from Micronaut. Spring Boot has the same concept. We could create application event. So we publish application event. Why is that? Because in the controller, we listen for this event. So when the mobile application connects with the server-side event, it connects to the controller. In this string notifications get, we'll do a get. It will be keep listening for new information. We will open this application. So on the application event, so I listen for the application event, and I doing a processor and creating a new object in this string. This is a reactive string, so there's a string processor of GS chart confirmed. So I'm mapping the domain to a GS chart confirmed, and then streaming in this publish processor. So when this publish any notification, the chart confirmer will create a string, and this string is what is being getting back to the user. So, but if I could string everything, but in this case, I get the chart ID from the mobile. So the mobile is listed for one ID. It's the ID of the chart that gets that the user is paying. So I'm filtered by this ID. So the string that gets back to the user has no other information unless he passed the correct ID of the notification system. So the mobile application, we have, it's a Angular application, have the payment page. I create a chart service, a listing for the chart ID. The listing will create an event source, which is the way we listed for server-side events in the browser. It connects to the application in the chart ID with the chart ID. And every time it receives a message, it broadcasts an observable. When it broadcasts this observable, the page will listen for this observable, and if there is any observable for this application emitted, it will show up the paid information. That's how it's done. So any observable that emits when the server-side event it's created, it will get system at paid. So you could create any logic you want using this architecture. So these have a lot of concepts that you need to be familiar with, especially the observables, reactive applications, and server-side events. But I hope you could understand how you could create architecture like that. So we got, as a recap, the client is listening for a specific charge notification for the charge ID. The micro events receive the charge paid using Pulsar. Pulsar are filtered now by the charge ID. And when the charge ID it's from the same charge that the user is paying, it will receive on the client. Now the last part it's connect to the ASA's webhook. So this is the production system that will receive the payment information. And as soon as this happened, the other thing that we need to do is we need to mark the system that's paid. So we could create a new topic to do that. So if we check here in Pulsar admin, we see we have the topic and we have the producer and the consumer. So the subscription and the consumer, the producer and the consumer is connected with the Pulsar, and we got the messages from it. And that's it. I hope this thing is useful for you to create notifications for your system.